it's Liz Yuille from Old Stables Crafts. Thank you very much for joining me again today. Today I am continuing on from my theme yesterday of actually looking in the annual catalogue. I seem to have got carried away with the autumn-winter catalogue and it's lovely, but guess what? We've got this lovely catalogue that has, let me see, 213 pages of goodness in it. So we really shouldn't ignore it. I sometimes think that we think that there's only 3 months with the annual catalogue because it comes out in June and then in September we start with the autumn-winter catalogue. So we've got June, July, August. Autumn-winter comes out in September. Then we have spring-summer in January and we then kind of go, oh, and there is an annual catalogue again. So I want to do some more with the annual catalogue. So the other theme that I had yesterday was look at both sides of a piece of paper. So I made this, or these boxes yesterday. They used the same designer series paper, and I mean literally the same designer series paper. This is the other side of this, but they've got completely different feels. So I'm kind of carrying on with that theme today, but today I am using the Perennial Essence suite, which is on page, ooh, I should have got this, here we go. It is on page 106, or starts on page 106. It is gorgeous. If you love impressionist paintings and that sort of feel of just losing yourself, then this is for you. It is gorgeous, and I'm using both the paper and the stamp set, and there is also vellum cardstock, so I'm using some of that as well. The paper that I have chosen is this one, which is also this one. So it's very soft and ethereal on one side, and then you turn it over and it's bold and more masculine on the other side. So I've got my lovely soft, ethereal, feminine feeling card with this one, and now I'm going to make one that has a more masculine feel. I accept that I'm going to be using vellum and that it is a patterned paper, and I think I'm going to go that way, but I still think it's a perfectly valid mail card. Now I've got something else to show you. It's my new trimmer. Only available to demos at the moment. If you wanted to join my team, you would be able to put it into your starter kit, but otherwise this is not available until we don't know when for customers. It is gorgeous. I will do a little review on this as a separate video later for today. So I'm just going to score my card at the halfway point, which is 10.5 centimetres. Because I'd forgotten, this is just a half sheet of regular A4 cardstock in Balmy Blue, because Balmy Blue is one of the colours that's in the paper. I've cut a vellum mat. My vellum is also cut. This is a slightly smaller size than I normally use. Don't worry about that. The sizes will be on my website, and that is linked below in the description bar. What I forgot to get out was my Whisper White. So let's grab my Whisper White. Here we go. I just need a small scrap to do some, no, bigger than that, to do some stamping on. That'll do. So I have picked from the Floral Essence stamp set this sentiment here, all days are beautiful that begin with you, because I thought that was kind of, it could go one way or the other, it could be male or female, but a gorgeous stamp set, lovely punch that goes with it, and you can do layering with the leaves and the floral images. You've got centres, it's lovely, and I haven't used it enough. But today I'm just using it for a sentiment. I've got Mossy Meadow ink, because again, that is in the designer series paper. So I'm just going to ink that up. There we go. And pop it there. I think I need to re-ink my Mossy Meadow, but it's okay for the moment. Right, I've got a 1.5-inch circle punch, and this just, and I mean just, fits in the 1.5-inch circle. And I've also got the Pretty Label punch, and I'm going to take my vellum mat and just punch from the middle of that, because nobody except us are going to know that I've done that, so it's all good. The only other thing that I need, which I haven't cut but I can do now, is grab a piece of ribbon, and this is the Old Olive and Pretty Peacock ribbon that is in the annual catalogue. It goes with the Noble Peacock suite, but I thought it would go very nicely over the pattern paper, so that's why I'm using it, because I can. So let's pop some snail on the back of my designer series paper, pop this on my vellum. Now the vellum does have a sort of shiny finish one side and a more matte finish the other. So this is the matte side and this is the shiny side. So if I pop that back into its, can you see that one side is almost paler than the other? I'm hoping the camera's picking that up. So you do have that choice. So I'm going to go with the strong side on both. I need some adhesive to go on the back of my stamped piece. So let's just pop that down and try and get it straightish. And then while that's drying, I'm going to grab some tear and tape, just 2 small pieces of tear and tape to pop on the back of my designer series paper vellum stack, and I'm just going to pop it. This is where I love grid paper, because you can sort of line everything up. Well, not sort of line everything up, you can line everything up. So press that down, get my take your pick and peel the backing off, and grab my ribbon, and I need to make sure that I've got the right side up. This is the Pretty Peacock, this is the Old Olive, and then just line up against a grid line, pop your ribbon down so that you know it's lined up again against a grid line, and then you can take it round, line it up again, and making sure that you've got the same grid line on both sides. Didn't need to cut this quite as long as I did. And stick it down. Let me just trim that end off because it might get bulky otherwise. And then turn it over and there's our lovely ribbon. It's gorgeous! I love anything that glistens like that. Right, so I need some, I think I might use adhesive rather than tape. So I'm going to scribble on the back, making sure that I don't go over the edge of the vellum, because I obviously don't want this to, I mean, as in go over the edge of the designer series paper, really. I don't want it to come out further than the designer series paper is, if that makes sense. Probably doesn't. I'm having one of those days. I spent a stimulating day looking at local government legislation, because I'm a member of our local parish council and we had a query, so that was fun. Not quite the sort of thing that I'd really planned for today, but there we go. Right, so that's stuck down. I'm just going to pop some dimensionals on the back of my stamped piece. Again, making sure I don't go over the edge of the card there, because a dimensional otherwise will show through to the front. And then we'll pop that onto our card like that. So there we go, 2 lovely cards, one very female, one more masculine. So I hope you've enjoyed that. Do remember we've got an annual catalogue and it is gorgeous. So take a look and give these a go. Remember, we've got 2 sides of each of the designer series papers, or most of them anyway. So see what happens when you turn them over. Thank you very much indeed for watching. Do remember to give me a thumbs up if you've enjoyed that. If you don't already subscribe and would wish to do so, that's in the bottom right hand corner. Of course, if you're in the UK and would like to shop with me, I would be thrilled. Use the host code and you get to share in the host rewards. Thank you very much indeed, and I'll look forward to seeing you again later today with a review of the new trimmer. Thanks a lot.